It's going to be a two-phased election in Gujarat, which begins on the 9th of December. That's what the EC told us yesterday. And while the BJP quite obviously still has the upper hand, a resurgent Congress, or at least signs of it, and a defiant Hardik Patel, the party leader there, can pose, or some people say can pose, some serious threat to the BJP's 20-year rule in the state. Joining us for his prognosis on what's going to happen is Sanjay Pugalia. He's director at Quintillion Media, veteran political journalist. Sanjay, good morning. Thank you very much for speaking to us this morning. What do you make of where we are right now in the battle for Gujarat? The last few weeks has been about the Modi government and the Rupani government announcing a series of measures, both at the central level and then at the state level. I think Indian Express counted it to be 20 measures, most of them directed towards regions like Saurashtra in an effort to placate the patidars.
Same as you were talking about recapitalization bond. So political capital of Mr. Modi has to be recapitalized. That is why Election Commission delayed its announcement for the election. So a lot
I like how directly you can put it, right?
So the effort is to really restore the credibility of the BJP government after such a long incumbency in the state. The threat to BJP is not from Congress, actually. The threat is from the new trend of Dalit, OBC and Thakur Patidar emergence. After a long time, Gujarat is seeing politics from the prism of caste instead of the prism of religion that it has been habituated for since last 3 decades, almost 3 decades. So that is the problem BJP is facing. Congress, if it puts up a good show, it will be only because of this upsurge which is being led by Hardik Patel, Jignesh Mewani and Alpesh Thakur.
What do you make of the numbers, Sanjay? I think we had the India Today poll that suggested that there'd be about 48% vote share for the BJP projected, and that the Congress, it would come in somewhere between 38 to 40%. Waghela, Aam Aadmi Party could account for about 12% or so. What's your sort of take on the numbers?
Look, if there is a disappointment against BJP, some voters may vote for some other people other than the main opposition, which will, of course, be Congress-led opposition. Waghela and Kejriwal may get some votes. But if there is an anger against BJP, then all these votes won't really get divided, and they will go to one main opposition candidate who is in a position to defeat the BJP. So BJP is trying very hard, including NCP, that will also be fighting many seats in this election, that non-BJP vote should get divided. That effort is very serious. We do not know how it is going to actually play out. When you spoke about survey, look, there are 3 or 4 numbers we should have a quick look at. One CSDS poll gave around 150 seats to BJP, landslide because of the vote division. So the gap between the two-party vote share would be more than 20% for that kind of result, 150 seats. Means that BJP should get 60% vote share and Congress should get 30% vote share. That is absolutely unrealistic scenario, but who knows? The other polls are giving 115 to 130 seats to BJP. Betting market, which is just now picking up, but nobody has reported so far, which is my favorite parameter to always check, especially in Gujarat. So 105 seats for BJP is the best case scenario. Look, the number should be looked at from this point of view also, that from 2014 Lok Sabha election, when BJP got 57% votes, the fall is 11%. For Congress, the gain is 8%. What if that momentum continues? That will mean that the gap will be much narrow. All I'm trying to say, BJP will come back, but it is most difficult election for BJP. The kind of media narrative and the propaganda we are seeing is very different from the ground reality. There is a disappointment. There is a young, new demography in Gujarat which is becoming very assertive. How much that will get channelized into defeating BJP is the question, because BJP's, or especially Amit Shah, Narendra Modi election machine is super efficient compared to Congress, which is almost non-existent at the grassroots level. It is the voter that is keeping the party alive, not the party itself.
Yeah, I know there's over a month to go, so I'm sure we will see many more cards being played on the table here by the election machine, as you call it, of Modi. And I know Neeraj has a question, but I have a very, very quick one. And Sanjay, I think this is just to be able to, for us to get a sense of why this is so critical. So I think everybody believes that the BJP will come back to power in Gujarat. But if it is on a diminished note, as you're pointing out, right, and that does really depend on how many seats they finally win, does this really mean much in terms of being able to read what happens in 2019? Because there's still a whole year between Gujarat and 2019 elections, more than a year. And so much could change. The economy could pick up, the mood could turn, a bunch of things could happen. So how critical is this?
Absolutely. I mean, look, the quick analysis would be that Mr. Modi can't afford to lose Gujarat, otherwise the government in Delhi will become lame duck, is a technical argument. And you are absolutely right that after 2 or 3 quarters, economy may actually pick up, and Mr. Modi may be able to retrieve some of his political capital and credibility. So, but losing Gujarat will give a huge impetus to the opposition forces. Next election will be Karnataka and then Rajasthan, which is already looking a bit sticky, and then Madhya Pradesh. So just getting into Lok Sabha election in 2019, there are other hurdles also. To overcome all of that, Mr. Modi will have to restore his credibility exactly like 2014, that 1 year kind of momentum that we saw. If he is not able to restore that, it will be hugely challenging way forward for him. He has lost lots of time in managing the political mood, or say BJP voters, or almost in campaigning mode. Now suddenly he realizes that there are serious governance challenges and he has to focus on that. And these two announcements of highway build, highway construction, and recapitalizing banks are the indicators that now he understands that he has to govern also.
Sanjay, good morning. Just one quick question. The common narrative or the common belief right now is that this is the toughest fight that they've had on their hands, and imagine it's in their own backyard, so to say. But what if, there's a reference being drawn to 2012 wherein that Gujarat Parivartan Party by Keshubhai, which was floated to fight, ended up actually benefiting the incumbent government. What if the performance by the BJP in the Gujarat elections turns out to be better than what the betting market, as you rightly said, is probably the right reference point, is pointing towards? Does that actually turn the tide of sorts?
Look, I should be very careful in again reiterating my understanding. It is a straight contest. It will entirely depend whether BJP is able to get those last 5 voters to the booth, vis-a-vis Congress effort to get those 5 voters who are inclined to support Congress party as against BJP to the booth. BJP's effort is going to be to get that last voter to the booth. It is quite possible that actually party ends up widening the vote share margin from Congress and does extremely well. So if the margin is more than 15%, then there is a landslide and BJP gets 150 seats. But if Congress puts up a good fight, if the candidates are selected on the right caste arithmetic, and all these 3 young challengers can mobilize the forces and the cadre or their supporters and followers towards whoever is challenging BJP, mainly Congress, then the vote share the gap can be much narrower. In that case, BJP could look at actually 100, 110 kind of figure.
Sanjay, please get used to early morning conversations. This is going to be the first of many in the weeks to come. Thank you so much for some insights into what the next few weeks are going to bring in terms of battleground Gujarat. But I'm sure we have so much more to see.